The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and guest and are not necessarily those of WPSL or WSTU. This station does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without the express permission and written consent of this station. Phone lines are open for your questions and comments. Call 220-9788 or 340-1590. And now, here's your host.
And your host is Gary Mariarossi from Treasury Coast Lexus. Good morning.
Good morning, Veronica.
How are you? I was going
Great.
to ask you the same thing.
Doing great. I just ran in at the last minute, right?
That's okay.
Yes.
Good thing you're here.
Swooped in. Here we are.
And
Little
of course-
traffic out there today.
Yeah, we're going to remind everyone, of course, we're listening to WPSL and WSTU. If you have any questions or comments in either station, you can give us a call, 340-1590, and we'll put you on the air with Gary from Treasure Coast Lexus.
Fabulous. Well, today we want to talk about the brand new.
You got a glossy magazine over there.
Yes, I do. Completely redesigned ES, and they're finally here. We have them in the showroom and on the property. So we've got all different configurations and some different colors now. So we can officially launch our brand new ES, which we have been waiting for wild anticipation, because the ES. They announced over a year ago that they were going to do a complete redesign on it. Mm-hmm. And when they launched the brand new LS earlier this year, the rumors were that the ES was going to be very similar. And so we were really excited about that, because the LS is just gorgeous, spectacular.
It is. Mm-hmm.
And but we hadn't seen it. So and when now that they're finally here, we can safely say, the ES is a baby LS. It looks just,
okay.
It really looks just like the LS model, but in the midsize sedan category that we have versus the full size like the LS is. But the lines are very similar. Just a beautiful, beautiful car. So they did a wonderful job.
People driving a ES that's a couple years old might want to come and see it.
Oh yes,
yeah,
they do, and the initial response has been fantastic. People are really liking the new look. So, some things that they changed, and some additional options that they gave us now with the ES are very exciting. So, we have the standard ES 350, again completely redesigned. V6 engine, 3.5 liter, 302 horsepower, 8-speed transmission, and it goes 0 to 60 in 6.6 seconds.
I was going to say, it sounds zoomy.
It is very peppy.
Which is not a technical term, but
No.
I like it.
No, but the car really gets up and goes. Got a little kick to it, while still maintaining combined mileage of 26 miles to the gallon, 33 on the highway, according to that's fabulous for a midsize sedan like that car. But what they've also introduced this year is for the first time now we have an ES 350 F Sport model. We have F Sport, of course, in the IS. We've had it in the GS. We have it in the RXs and the SUVs and the NXs, but we haven't had it in the ES model before. And if there was one criticism of the ES before, is that it kind of was a little dated, and I'd have people tell me I'm too young to drive that car.
Okay.
So I think we've solved that problem.
Okay.
With the redesign, the standard ES, it's not your grandfather's ES anymore. It's a real sporty look. Again, looks a lot like the LS. When you then add the F Sport appearance package to it, it's really a whole different vehicle. Mm-hmm. And no one can say that it's dated or, not sporty enough anymore. It's just beautiful. And we have a couple F Sports on the lot. You just need to come and take a look at one. They did a really good job. And we are so happy to finally have that option in the ES model. Because in our bigger midsize sedan, we didn't have that before. So we're very excited about that, and think it's going to be really popular.
When I'm car shopping, usually the car speaks to me. And I bet you I could pick that out of a lineup of mixed. I bet you that's the one, and
That's
it'll
the
be
one.
the sport version.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Like when you pick out a puppy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
it
the
speaks
one.
To you. It comes to you, right?
Yeah.
And so that's an addition. Also, they completely redesigned the ES Hybrid, the 300H, and just amazing. It's beautiful. We have one right in the middle of our showroom, a white one, and gorgeous car. But talk about fuel efficiency. That vehicle averages 44 miles to a gallon.
Now talk a little bit about fuel efficiency and how that works. How are we getting those miles?
Well, it's a hybrid, so it's a combination gas and electric, and it's Toyota pioneered that technology. It started way back with the Prius, and the technology is basically the same. The battery recharges really went through the braking system. And it's just, it's brilliant. Whoever came up with it.
So when you're sitting at a light, you're charging your battery?
Well, once you come as you're braking,
Okay.
that resistance, actually charges the battery. So
Okay.
when you're sitting at a light, the gas powered engine actually shuts down, and you're running exclusively on electric power.
Okay.
And so when you're idling and sitting still, you're not wasting gas. That's a big part of it. And then you have a four-cylinder gas-powered engine combined with the electric power, and that gives you 215 horsepower, plenty of power. In fact, the acceleration from a standstill on the hybrid, you're actually faster off the line, if I can use that. You know what that means.
Yes, of course I do.
Yes, you do. Is actually better on the hybrid.
Okay.
It's
Well, that's that electric motor.
correct. So, but 44 combined miles to the gallon, 43 in the city and 45 on the highway. And that's pretty darn impressive in a vehicle that size with that kind of room and all the features, that come with an ES.
And you're never worried about running out of a charge because you're charging your own vehicle when you're driving
Correct.
it.
Doesn't
Okay.
have to be plugged in, doesn't have
Okay.
to be recharged, none of that. Again, that's the technology that Toyota introduced way back when with the Prius and has just continued to perfect. Because to get 44 miles to the gallon on a midsize sedan like the ES is pretty darn impressive.
Sure.
Without sacrificing performance.
Yeah. You'd
So-
have to have a really, really small car, and it'd have to be really aerodynamic
Right.
to get those miles up.
Well, our CT, remember our CT, which was the little hatchback hybrid model. That car was, 44, 45 miles to the gallon combined. So we've taken a much bigger vehicle, a much roomier vehicle, and somehow accomplished, the same type of MPG.
That's great.
Which is just an amazing accomplishment. That's, they're those Lexus engineers. They're smart people.
Yeah.
A lot smarter than we are. Now on the new ES, some features are standard now, which were not before. So we've added to every. This is standard on every ES, whether you're buying a hybrid, whether you get the F Sport model, whether you get the standard ES 350, and it's now Lexus Inform Remote app with an Amazon Alexa compatibility. So, for the folks out there that are using Alexa in their home, we now have that in all the ES models. And we also have Apple CarPlay now, which a lot of folks have asked about, especially over the past year. It seems to be a question we get.
You want to get in your car and have it just know that you're there and your phone is there, and you need the car to run your phone.
It does
it's
everything.
amazing.
So the onboard computers and electronics in these cars now are just, it's incredible. So that is standard now on every single ES that we sell. Standard on every ES backup camera, where in the past some of the entry-level models didn't have that. Standard, the Lexus Safety System Plus, which has the pre-collision system, pedestrian detection, the lane tracking assist, the lane departure assist, dynamic radar cruise control, intelligent high beam lights. Those are all part of the Lexus Safety System Plus, which is now standard on every ES.
So intelligent high beam lights, do they come on and off?
They do.
Okay, you're
So
on a dark
when you-
road
it's the coolest thing. It's yes, you're on a dark road, winding road. You put your high beams on. If another car approaches the high beams, you go back to standard.
You're courteous automatically.
You are courteous. So
No matter
you
what.
don't even have to be
Yes.
courteous, and people will think you are.
Yeah, there you go.
So the
Because there are
car,
a lot of people who aren't.
the car, right? The car will do. Well, sometimes you forget you have your high beams on. And I mean, I've done it before,
Yeah.
not intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as somebody flashes,
Oh,
me,
you're that guy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm that guy. Like, oops, and
Yeah.
I turn my high beams off.
Yes.
But
You're blinding me over here.
yes, but the
Awesome.
intelligent high beams, and then as soon as that car passes you, the high beams come back on.
Okay.
So there's no flipping the switch and
That's great.
and constantly doing that back and forth.
Yeah.
It will do it for you. It's a pretty neat feature. So that's part of the Safety System Plus. So you've got every model with all of the state-of-the-art safety features. All of our best safety features we can put in any car are now standard on every ES model, along with, of course, Amazon Alexa, Apple CarPlay. I mean, you've got it all. And from the entry-level models all the way up to, the ultra-luxury package with the panoramic roof and Mark Levinson
Awesome.
sound and heads-up display.
Panoramic roof.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Real pretty. So, but those things all come standard now. Also, you have a standard is voice command and with Siri to help you. So you can talk to Siri, help with
Okay.
whatever you need.
So does it just sync up with your phone, and then
does.
through the car you're talking to your phone?
It does.
Awesome.
So just loaded. Every state-of-the-art feature, we can put in a car is in this vehicle. And, of course, but still holding true to our Lexus values of fabulous drive, great ride, quiet, stable.
I mean, that's
just
awesome too that
comfortable.
those things are in all of the models, because
Every single one.
it's kind of, you find the car that you want and you go, oh, it doesn't have all the features
Oh,
inside.
it doesn't have blind spot
And I have
monitors.
to step up to what model to get some of those features? Well, that's in this package. Well, here you're getting it all.
You are. So even when you'll see, the ads for the great lease specials and stuff like that, normally that's on the entry-level car. You will still get all of those features, even on those advertised vehicles,
Okay.
which was not always the case, and it's certainly not the case with other manufacturers. So, hats off to Lexus, because they really got this one right, which they need to, because the ES is a big part of our lineup.
Again, it's just, staying ahead of all the other guys.
It is home run.
The other guys need to wake up and go, Lexus is trying to stay ahead of you guys.
No, we don't need them to
Step
do that.
up here.
We don't need them to do that. So we're very happy that they keep doing what they're doing, and we'll keep doing what we do. But come on out. Like I said, we have them in stock now. And come on out, take a look first, because they're beautiful. And also take one for
I
a drive.
see colors there. There's some
We
new
have
colors
some-
I
we
see.
have some new colors. So, and our colors, of course, are aptly named. They're not. We don't just have white or black, right?
Kind of like nail polish. Very
Yes.
creative names.
We certainly do. So we have two different whites. We have ultra white and eminent white pearl.
Okay.
Of course, we've seen those colors before. The silver lining metallic, that's our silver. Caviar, which is like a metallic black. It's very,
Okay.
very nice. Nebula gray pearl. We have a new color in the ES for 19, Moonbeam beige metallic, which I'm going to, describing.
Which one is that? Show me
this one right here.
Okay. Okay. See, I thought it was going to be more beige. That's more
No,
of a.
it's actually
more of
more.
in the silver family.
It's silver,
it's got a little
beige,
gold to
even
it.
got a little goldish green tint to it.
Very pretty.
Which is a horrible description over the radio.
Come see
People
it, right?
go, gosh, what?
No, it's very pretty.
No, but we have one in stock, and it is really pretty. So we have a feeling that'll be pretty popular. Of course, we have our atomic silver, the Matador red mica, gorgeous, ultrasonic blue mica, which is a brighter blue.
Yeah, that's blue.
Nightfall Mica, which is the dark blue, almost black,
Right.
but a blue hint to it. And then Sunlit Green. People go, green? Okay. It's not, it doesn't look very green to me. It's more like a grayish green. Again, terrible description.
Probably depends on how the sun's hitting it too. I love when they do that. When there's a little bit of a difference. You like catch it in the sun and you really get the color.
It's so funny. We had a guest last week that we had a car in the showroom and they said, I'm not really sure I like that color. And then we pulled it out of the showroom for them to drive it and it got out in the sunlight. And she said, "Oh my gosh, I love that color." Yeah. So it's true. It is different, under the fluorescent lights versus when you get it out in the sun. How much of a difference that makes.
But you mentioned it is a green that's almost like colors from the past. There are colors that kind of went away for a while.
Yes.
The deep dark browns have gone away, and I've noticed that they're coming back too.
Yeah, more earth tones. So we've got plenty to pick from, and out of all the colors, I'm sure, there's one that should appeal to everyone, and that's kind of the goal. So. They also updated, some of the interior colors. We have now a Chateau interior color.
What color is that, though?
Chateau is, it's kind of I would call it like a cross between gray and tan. It's not.
I call that taupe.
Yes,
okay.
And that would probably be a good description. But a very light version of it. So beautiful. We've got a couple of cars white with that interior. It looks nice combination. So we have the Circuit Red Nulux for those people who really want to make a statement, and you'll see that more in the F Sport models.
Yeah, white car, red interior.
Yes,
Ooh.
that's it. That car's speaking to you already.
Yeah.
You'll have to come out and look at it.
My first car was white with red interior, so
really?
Yeah, it's a soft spot in my heart.
Your first car?
My first car.
White with red.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise
68
me.
Camaro.
Oh.
That's
Should have
my
held on
first
to
car.
that one.
Yeah. I've said that over and over the years.
Yes. Oh, that's a great car.
Yeah.
So come on out, see the new ES. And like I said, we've got actually some in stock now. We've got some of each build, so you can drive a hybrid if you'd like. You can drive an F Sport if you like. Standard build.
I'd say come test drive all of them and see which one fits you best.
We have that option now. So
line them up, Gary.
They are lined up. They're ready to go. I wouldn't come on the radio and announce that if they weren't ready to go.
They're ready to go.
I'll have people outside my door. You said they were ready. Where are they? So no, they're ready to go, and come on out and drive them. And of course, even on the new ES model, the 19 ESs, for our Treasure Coast Car Guys listeners, negotiate your best deal, get your bottom line price, get your best payment, and then let them know that you're a listener to the show, and I'll take an extra $500 off whatever you've already negotiated.
Awesome.
So come on down. Best time. Get them while they're hot. Get the first ones. They're here, ready to go.
Yeah, be the first person on your block.
Oh, yes.
The new ES.
And, we still have, for those folks who say, well, I'm just looking for just a great deal, phenomenal deal. It's all about the deal for me. We still have about a dozen 2018s left.
Okay.
And you want to talk about some phenomenal deals, those are the cars. So we have something for everyone. So if you're looking for an ES, upgrade your ES model, go back to an ES model. We've got the brand new ones. You really need to come take a look at that. And then we have also got, like I said, about a dozen 2018s left that Lexus has really incentivized, and you can get an amazing deal on those last dozen cars.
Now, last week you mentioned one of the cars is a 10th anniversary. Which car was that again?
That is the RCF.
Okay.
And that's our RC model, the RCF model, which is the 8-cylinder, just under 500 horsepower. That's your car right there.
Yeah.
And it is because the F Sport model, the F Sport line, it's the 10th anniversary for Lexus when they introduced that. And so they did a commemorative anniversary edition of the RCF. They picked the right car. And they only made 240 of these particular vehicles. There are just about 250 Lexus dealers in the country.
So somebody didn't get them.
A couple didn't get them. So we have one. And it's sitting in our showroom, and it is spectacular. It is a gray matte finish, which we've never had before. We've never done a matte finish in any model. So they wanted to do something.
Yeah, and matte from the factory, not, you took it down the street and had it repainted.
Or wrapped, so it looks like matte. No, this is a true matte finish. And my goodness, it is absolutely beautiful. It's gray matte finish. Inside, it's got the F-Sport seats with blue piping. Even in the headliner, there's blue stitching. When you look at the wheels, gorgeous. These blacked out rims, but the calipers, the Brembo brakes, the calipers are also blue. And they match. It's just attention to detail.
Sure.
It's great. Carbon fiber roof, carbon fiber spoiler, which is adjustable from your driver's seat. So, if you need to get a little more downward force to...
You're going really fast. You're going really fast.
If you really like getting tickets, you can really make that car get up and go. But what a beautiful, beautiful car. And talk about being, the only kid on your block with one. Literally, 240 throughout the United States.
That's pretty exclusive.
That's pretty darn exclusive. Yeah. I don't think we get more exclusive than that. Certainly Lexus has never done it like that. So that is a model you definitely want to come take a look at. If you're into sports cars and great performance cars and one of a kind, that is your vehicle. Right behind it in the showroom, it's there by the service drive, is we have one LC500 left. And that is a silver LC500. And if you haven't seen that car, wow. Now, they only made 4,000 of those, so that is also a limited production vehicle. But that's a true luxury sport car. 2 doors, the lines on that car, it looks like it's going 100 miles an hour just sitting in our showroom. It does. It is absolutely amazing. And just drive one. Just take it out for a drive. That's it. That's all you have to do. We really don't have to say much after that. It's the first time we've had a true luxury sport coupe, because we've always had the luxury part down pat. But this is a true performance car, but still we haven't sacrificed the luxury. And the people that have purchased those cars are car people. I mean, they're just car nuts, and they love performance, And these are folks that, in the past drove 911s and, in that category.
And that's a 5-liter too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it gets up and goes. So they love it because it gives them that same type of performance, but comfort. You can still drive it around and not need a chiropractor visit.
Well, a lot of times you look at the domestic sports cars, and you've got this sporty fast vehicle, and then you get in and you go, well, where are the details? Where are the We're going to take a quick break for the news. We'll be back with the Treasure Coast Car Guys. You're listening to WPSL and WSTU. You can call us with questions at 340-1590.
FNN News. I'm Larry Spillman. Both of Florida's U.S. senators agree that allegations against President Trump's Supreme Court nominee should be heard.
Professor Christine Blasey Ford accuses Brett Kavanaugh of holding her down and groping her when they were in high school. Republican Marco Rubio says Ford's allegations must be fully heard and Kavanaugh should be given the opportunity to respond. Democrat Bill Nelson says the people involved should appear before the Senate Judiciary Committee, which is expected to happen next Monday. I'm Alan Spector.
The first moon tourist is Japanese billionaire entrepreneur Yusaku Maezawa, who will hopefully fly on board a SpaceX Big Falcon rocket as soon as the year 2023. SpaceX founder Elon Musk made the big announcement during a live stream last night. Maezawa will invite 6 to 8 artists to go with him on the 4 to 5 day flight.
I choose to go to the moon with artists. with artists. From now, I choose to invite artists from around the world on my journey.
Meizawa says he wants to go to the moon because he wants to contribute to world peace. Will the mission begin from Florida's Space Coast? Stay tuned. The launch sites have not yet been determined. A longtime Broward County prosecutor is suspended after being accused of shoplifting in what her attorney calls an honest mistake. 56-year-old Stacy Honowitz allegedly tried to leave a Publix in Aventura without paying for about $40 in beauty products on Saturday. Police say surveillance video showed her putting the items in her purse. Honowitz is a 30-year veteran of the state attorney's office, which said she's been suspending pending an administrative review. With news on the Florida News Network, I'm Larry Spillman.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. Call the Federal Tax Management Helpline that has been set up for you, 800-267-1344. Stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe more than $10,000 in taxes, call for free information and to see if you qualify. Take down the number now for the Federal Tax Management Hotline, 800-267-1344. That's 800-267-1344. 800-267-1344.
Heavy rain from the storm that was Hurricane Florence is pouring over the mid-Atlantic. The area from Virginia to New York and across parts of New England will get a lot of rain this week. The storm has moved out of the Carolinas, but flooding is still a major concern there. At least 31 people have died from Florence. Meanwhile, closer to home, the tropics are quiet for now. After spending a year investigating charter schools, a watchdog group called Integrity Florida is calling on state lawmakers to insist on more transparency and accountability. Research Director Ben Wilcox says Floridians should know how their education dollars are being spent.
The report identifies hidden costs to taxpayers that are built into the charter school system. These hidden costs represent a corporate for-profit taxpayer scam that looks more like corporate welfare than public education.
Florida has more charter schools than any other state except Texas and California. Larry Spillman, FNN News.
Treasure Coast Toyota of Stewart on South Federal Highway is the best choice on the Treasure Coast. When shopping for your next car, truck, or sport utility, choose from some of the most reliable names in the business: Camry, Corolla, and Avalon. If it's economy you're looking for, test drive a Prius hatchback. Need more space? Check out the Prius wagon. At Treasure Coast Toyota of Stewart, incentives are available on many models, from economy cars to sport utilities like the RAV4, Land Cruisers, and 4Runners, plus pickup trucks. Test drive a Tacoma or Tundra today. Visit the Treasure Coast Toyota of Stewart website and find out more about the Toyota Tire Savings event going on now. From batteries and oil changes to transmission replacements, the service department at Treasure Coast Toyota of Stewart is dedicated to maintaining top-tier customer service. Visit today, 5101 South Federal Highway in Stewart, and go online, treasurecoasttoyotaofstewart.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Listening to the Treasure Coast Car Guys here on WPSL and WSTU. Gary Mariarossi, your host. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Veronica.
And we're talking new models. Come see them, 2019s.
The new ES model.
You've got a picture in front of you. You didn't show me.
No.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't that?
It's
a baby
oh,
LS.
That's gorgeous.
Yes.
That's the ES.
That
is people, go by and see it.
Spectacular.
Yeah, that's got me written all over it.
It does. Yeah, nice F-Sport model with the red interior. I'll put one aside for you. So we shift gears a little bit and talk a little pre-owned as well, because, of course, we have both. And, we talk a lot about our certified program, our L certified program, and absolute best program in the car business. But I want to talk a little bit today also about, our non-Lexus pre-owned vehicles, because we have those as well. And I think, talking to our guests and people out and about, I think the perception is, it's like, well, we're a Lexus dealer, so, if I want a pre-owned Lexus, that's where I'll go. If I want something else, then I'll go somewhere else. And I'm not sure people really understand that we carry everything.
Sure, because people trade in everything.
People trade in everything.
But
so,
you don't keep everything.
No, we don't. And just like with our L Certified program, we only keep the best of the best.
Okay.
So even when it's a non-Lexus product, we are still as diligent and as particular when we inspect those vehicles. And, if it's not up to snuff, our Lexus standards, then we'll just wholesale that to somebody else and let them take care of that.
Sure.
But the best of the best wind up on my lot and on our internet, on our website for sale. And, again, perception being, I think, there's still a lot of people still believe that, well, if I want an expensive car, I'll go there. But, if I'm looking for, maybe a low price car for, my son or daughter is going away to school, and, then I'm going to look elsewhere. And you can come to us for those too. For example, right now, we've got even a Lexus. We have a 2012 IS250. It's got 40,000 miles on it. It's not even broken in. Beautiful car. And, that car is priced at $16,400 to $22,000. So we're not talking $30,000, $40,000. Perfect car, as a second car, as a car, for your son or daughter, drive back and forth to school or back and forth to work. Safe, reliable, beautiful car, and at a great price. And if you're going to finance it, at a great payment. We have, we've got, of course, our parent company's Toyota. We've got a beautiful 2012 Camry, 32,000 miles. Again, very low miles, beautiful condition. XLE, so very well equipped, $15,388. Great price, great payments. We've got a 13 Toyota Avalon, the Touring Edition, navigation, loaded car, 61,000 miles. Beautiful car, barely broken in. Again, $15,388 on that car. So great price, great payments for non-Lexus, non-Toyota. I've got a 2012 Cadillac SRX, 49,000 miles, low miles, one owner, beautifully kept. Those are the cars we keep. And you can drive that. It's a nice SUV, again, reliable, well taken care of, $15,888. So great price, great payments. Got, for somebody that wants something a little sportier, we've got a 2010 Jaguar XF, and that is a neat sports car. And that car, 2010, has 45,000 miles on it. That's it. So it was somebody's weekend car, and they kept real good care of it. It's beautiful. It's that indigo blue, which is a nice light colored blue. Just a beautiful car. And you can drive that for $13,998. So the perception, we really want to get the word out there that, we can take care of your entire family's needs. It's not just, that brand new ES model we talked about, although we certainly,
it is gorgeous.
We certainly have those. But we can do certified pre-owned. We can do non-certified pre-owns. We have other makes and models. Have a beautiful 2016 Subaru Forester, crystal white pearl, beautiful car, 29,000 miles, priced at $23,888. That's a great vehicle. That is, of course, the Touring Edition also, so really well equipped. So just a couple of examples of the kind of variety that you'll see. And if you go to our website, of course, treasurecoastlexus.com, you can look at all of them. Pictures, prices, descriptions, vehicle histories. You can even calculate your own payment. It's shop right from your own home. Figure out what you want, and then come on in and say, hey, I want to see stock number P2852. And we'll know exactly what that means and pull it up for you. And it can't be any easier and simpler than that. And when you're shopping online with us, particularly in pre-owned cars, you will see that we price our cars to market. And what that means is we've done all the homework for you. Look, we know that the number is constantly raised and growing. It's upwards of over 95% of folks now that shop for used cars, shop online. By the time they come to a dealership, they already know what they want. They've already picked it out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't do a good job online, you'll never see those people. So when you go to our website, you're going to see, 25 pictures of each car, every angle. You're going to see the complete history. We've got the Carfax history right there. You're going to get a good description of the car. We'll tell you what equipment it has. It will tell you the history of the car. It'll tell you any outstanding features of the car. And then when you go to pricing, you'll see on every one of our ads, we tell you that, we price our cars to market to provide a no hassle, no haggle experience, because that's what guests tell us they want. They love getting a new car. They love getting, picking that car out, driving and taking it home. They love the dealership. They love their salesperson. They hate the back and forth.
The process.
Let me go check with my manager 3 times. Let me, here comes another guy out to try to close me. They hate all of that. So we do our very best to eliminate it all. And when I say we price our cars to market, what we do is we go online and we do the same research that our guests do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I go on Kelley Blue Book. I'm on NADA, what the banks, the way the banks value cars. We look at cars.com. We know what cars are selling for in the market, similar cars. So we price the car accordingly. And we're aggressive, because if you're not, again, you'll never get to talk to that guest. They know. So when you are shopping on our website, it is truly, from the comfort of your home, comfort of your office, and you can do 90% of it right there. Again, there's a calculator where you can figure out, figure what your payments are going to be. You can submit an application online. We can get you approved. We can do it all. And so when you come in, we've done all the.
I'm just coming to pick it up.
We've done all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And that's what guests want now. Isn't it how they shop for everything now?
Yeah, the way people shop and the way people get a lot of things. I mean, Amazon brings it to your door. So
absolutely, people
are shopping out in the world a whole lot less.
And that's a great point, because some people, well, not some, most of our guests are pretty darn busy. They're professionals. They work a lot of hours. They have their own businesses, families. They've got a million things going on. So sometimes it's difficult for them to get to the dealership to check a car out.
Yeah, or even if you work Monday through Friday and now you've got your weekend to enjoy, but you really need to buy a car, you don't want to spend the majority of your weekend sitting around at the car dealer. Although it's beautiful at your dealership.
It is, and we love to see people come to the dealership, but we also understand that our reality is that some people, that's not easy for them to do.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you just want to test drive a car, you say, hey, I saw that Jaguar online. It looks great. I live in Port St. Lucie. It's tough for me to get there. No problem. We'll bring it to you. We'll show it to you. You can drive it.
Really?
And then,
Wow.
say, yeah.
That is going the extra mile.
That's the car. I want it. Then we'll set an appointment. Come on in. But we can do 90% of it, before you get there. We can have the.
You just leave it here. Take my car. Go appraise my car.
There you go.
Leave the new one.
And we can do an appraisal right at your house. We can do that, on site too.
Wow.
Well, technology allows us to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I hear a lot of dealers complain about technology and about the internet, and how, wow, the guests now know everything. They know too much. We liked it, 15 years ago when the guests didn't know anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually made it easier for us. All this technology, I can do this really, at the convenience, for our guests. and make it simple for them. And the easier and the simpler you make it, and the more transparent it is, and full disclosure and transparency, that's what really helps us sell cars today. It's changed so much. But all this technology, sure, we've got an app now where, we come to your house, whoever I send there can take, 5 or 6 pictures of your car, boom, send it to me.
There's like a barcode on the newer cars. You can scan the barcode.
They can scan the VIN code, and it loads it into the program, tells me, everything I need to know. I can look up the Kelley Blue Book, the Black Book, the NADA. I can book the car out, and I can give you an appraisal. We couldn't do that 10 years ago, even if we wanted to. I'd have the salesperson on the other line, describing the car to me, and hopefully getting some of it right. So this way, we scan the VIN code. It tells me the equipment that's on the car. I know the miles.
Or should be.
Or should be. I know the condition. The person on site can measure, the tread of the tires. That's it. So we can make this just so easy, because in the past, a lot of folks say it's excruciating, and that's why they hate the process. So we really take a lot of pride in making the process enjoyable. I can't tell you how many times in a week guests will tell me this is the best car buying experience we've ever had. And most of our guests are 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. This is not the first time they bought a car.
Right.
So, when one of our guests says that to me, it really means something, because these are folks that have bought multiple cars over the years. And so when they tell me this is the best experience I've ever had purchasing a vehicle, mission accomplished. That is what we hope to hear from every guest. And, the other guests that don't say that are the guests that are buying their 5th or 6th car from us. And we obviously know how they feel, because they're on their 5th or 6th car from us. And they wouldn't come back if that weren't the case. So take advantage of it. Go online, treasurecoastlexus.com, shop. You shop for new cars there too. And we'll do the same thing. There's a calculator. You can figure out lease payments. You can really do a lot of homework before you get to the dealership, which saves all of us a lot of time, which is great. We love it too. So take advantage of it. And by all means, get all that legwork, and we call it the heavy lifting, get all that out of the way.
Do you think a lot of people plan their car buying purchase? It seems to me that it just sort of happens to me. I could go out on the weekend and go, "Ooh, there, let's go look," and then I want it.
And there's certainly a great percentage of people that do that.
Okay.
But we want to customize our experience for everybody. So there's also a great percentage of people that really are pretty methodical, about that car buying purchase. They do a lot of research. They want every piece of information that's out there, and they want to, kind of do it at their own pace and their own speed. And of course, then we have the folks that are more impulsive, and but we want to be able to accommodate both, and everybody in between. So the internet, I believe, has really allowed us to do that much more effectively than we could ever do it before. So, and Lexus, is way out in front of that. They really, they do. One thing about Lexus, when you buy a Lexus, you're going to get some surveys. And the beautiful thing about that, though, is Lexus really pays attention to that feedback. They really want to know. And you'll see, if guests say a lot of the same thing, they hear a lot of the same thing from guests, you'll see that in the next model. You'll see that when they redesign it.
Okay.
You'll see that in their processes, for purchasing. And so the
third row of seats in the SUV?
The third row seats, Apple CarPlay, Alexa, these are all things that our guests told us they wanted. So you see that. And you see that in the experience and the purchase experience and the experience of shopping online, because let's face it, that's how everybody shops now.
Right.
I mean, people are buying groceries online. They're buying everything. So you certainly want to recognize that and respect that, or you're going to be left behind. That's what people want. And the funny thing about our guests is, the majority of our guests can buy whatever they want. They don't have to come to me and buy a Lexus.
Right.
And even if they decide on a Lexus, they can go to another Lexus dealer. They don't have to come to me. So if we're not doing it the way that they want to do it, they'll go find someone who will. And so it's changed so much, where in the past we had our process, and the guest would come in and they would say, I want to do, and then we'd say, oh, no. We're going to do this first. We're going to, we really controlled that process. And that's part of why it wasn't customer friendly. But hey, there weren't as many dealers out there at the time. There certainly weren't as many manufacturers and as many models to pick from. So we kind of had a captive audience, and it was, so we kind of told them how it was going to be done.
Mm-hmm.
That's all changed, and now, when a guest first comes in, or when a guest first contacts us via email or via phone, text, chat, you have to do all that now. However they contact us, we ask a lot of questions up front, not about the car, more about the process, and we're trying to figure out, how does this particular guest want to proceed? And, we do a lot of training.
The process has been the problem.
Yes.
Not really the product.
No, thank goodness people love the product, and that's why they tolerated, the nonsense we put them through. But today, they know very clearly that they don't have to put up with that. So where it's really changed on our side is, we used to train people and indoctrinate them into our process. This is step 1. This is step 2. I mean, they could recite it to us, and we never deviated. Today, we train people, and it's all about asking questions and what is the guest trying to accomplish, and how do they want to accomplish that. And that's a big switch in the dynamics of what we do. And again, part of the reason that we get the kind of comments that we get, just go online into our website and read our reviews. I mean, and you'll see review after review after review, and you'll see most of them say the best car buying experience I've ever had, and that is our goal. We want everyone to say that. But you can only get that if way back at the initial contact, at the starting point, you ask some of those questions, because everybody wants to do it differently. Like you said, I just get the itch.
Yeah.
I go in, I see
start
it.
looking.
Wow, there's that white F Sport with the red interior. It's got my name on it, and then it's just a matter of you get what you think is a good deal, and we move forward. So you're going to be different than the guy that comes in, or the woman that comes in and has, a file full of research, and
I'm the person that goes, I love that car. Can you make it happen?
We love you. Okay, we love you. But we also recognize that not everybody is like you. So, of course,
sometimes we can't make it happen, and I have to go home with my old car.
No, not with us. So we obviously want to be able to take care of you, which is pretty darn easy. But we also have to accommodate the folks that aren't as impulsive, that are a lot more analytical, and respect the fact that that's their process, regardless of our process. That's the way that they do it. So our job then at that point is to say, okay, that's how you want to do it. Wonderful. So what information can we provide that will help you work through your process? And we're very respectful of how they want to do that, which, again, that is the biggest change over the years in our industry, and particularly in the luxury segment. Because, again, most people shopping in this segment, they don't have to put up with anything.
Right.
And quite frankly, most of them, 99% of them, don't need another car. They want another car. So if you don't treat them right and you don't do it their way and follow their process, they'll go somewhere else.
Sure.
They have that option. And they have that luxury, no pun intended. But that is, and that is really, when you come to our dealership or you interact with us in any way, be it digitally, again, on the phone, chat, in person, that's probably the first thing you're going to recognize, that, wow, these guys are different. And that's what we talk about every day, every morning when we start our day with our sales staff, with our finance people, with our service people, because you've got to do it that way on the service drive too. And it is critically important that the guest is comfortable and the guest feels that they're in control, which they truly are, because if they choose not to buy a car, we can't hold a gun to their head and make them do it. It's got to be their decision, and to make it their decision, it's got to be done their way. But we talk about technology in the service drive. That has changed tremendously. Right now, when somebody comes in the service drive, it's so neat. And this is where you have to embrace technology. I'm a dinosaur when it comes to technology, right? I don't know how any of this stuff works. I know how to use it, thankfully.
Yeah.
But when we're in the service drive, when a car comes in the service drive, goes into the shop, our technicians now have the ability just to take their smartphone, and let's say we're recommending somebody needs a cabin air filter replaced. In the past, a lot of guests go, "Do I really need that, or is that just, we're trying to make a little bit more money?"
Yeah, or
today.
your car will start to smell like a gym locker.
But do I really
yeah,
need it?
Probably.
So there's a sense of mistrust. Now our technician takes a picture of the cabin air filter on his phone. It goes to the service director who is writing up the paperwork, who forwards it to the guest and says, "Okay, here's what we're recommending today, and here's pictures. You need brake pads. We have we measure the brake pads and we take a picture of it and we send it to them. This is why we're recommending brake pads." So technology has really enabled us to do great things where the guest goes, "You know what? That is a disgusting cabin air filter.
Yeah, and the level of trust goes up then.
Please replace that." So
yeah, I don't want
but
that in my car anymore.
technology has enabled us to do all that.
Yes,
So it's a
because
wonderful thing.
people did get the feeling that they were being sold things that they didn't
100%.
need. And maybe it's because years and years ago that was going
true.
on. Yeah.
Yes. So now it's their call. And of course, they prefer it that way. They're in control. So we have, it's been a big shift in our business, in our industry.
And when you have a luxury vehicle, you want to take good care of it.
They do.
And you want to bring it in and know that it's getting cared for and you're not being sold things that you don't need. So
we are simply recommending, and here's why. And then you make the final decision.
that's great.
It's wonderful.
Let us know where the dealership is. We're running out of time.
5121 South U.S. Highway 1. And we are just south of the intersection of Midway Road and US 1.
Super.
And come on out and see us. Come on out and see the new ES. You'll love it.
It's gorgeous.
Take it for a drive.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Yes. Thank you, Veronica.
You're listening to WPSL Port St. Lucie and WSTU Stewart.